All right, we're back with round three, another match in round three. We've got our resident Burn player Bradley on Burn, and we've got Timothy on Blue-White Control again. So the match score is 1-1. I think this matchup favors Burn quite a lot. Well, maybe not quite a lot. It depends. Like they have some, especially post board. Blue White has like a lot of tools to make it more even, especially depending how their sideboard is constructed.
Yeah, like depending on how many timelies they have, it can get
Yeah, how
pretty
many
rough.
timely reinforcements, and if they can get to Lyra
Yeah.
Dawnbringer and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, Lyra is
Lyra's
insane.
a
I mean,
pretty big game.
It's just Slayer, right?
Yeah, if you get in once, it's going to be hard for the Burn deck to win.
Yeah. I'm also. So Bradley normally plays like some insane sideboard games. Like there, I think there was a match where he lay line of punishment somebody.
Yeah, that was me. He lay line of
Oh.
punishment me. It was on stream actually.
Oh.
It was a great match. I actually won the match.
Oh, were you playing Neo
I was playing the Neo brand combo deck.
Nice.
This was a few, maybe like a month ago. I don't know.
So I know for a fact that today Bradley is playing Tocatli Honor Guard in his sideboard to beat humans.
Trying to get some humans players off guard.
Yeah. Which I think is sweet tech.
Yeah, that's some good tech.
So it looks like Timothy is taking a mulligan down to 6. Put something on the bottom. Oh, the best land in Modern.
Yep. Colonnade go. Alright, so Swift Spear, second best one drop in the burn deck. Much better than Suspend Rift Bolt.
Much better than... Or Lava Spike you.
Yeah, Lava Spike you, also
Just-
not the most exciting one.
Yeah. Although it is pretty good. It is
It's still pretty
3
good.
damage.
Yeah. Sends a message. Alright, so Bradley just staring at a grip full of spells here.
Probably going to suspend Rift Bolt this turn.
Seems likely. If he's got if he's got a grip of spells and
I like all these sign cards that Timothy's playing.
so I think Bradley being low on lands and full on action. I mean, it's always a double-edged sword
I mean, it's
against
probably
Burn.
beneficial for him, right?
It is beneficial, but I think against blue-white specifically, they really use tempo advantage a lot to get like a pretty. They can get a pretty good insurmountable advantage if you're missing land drops early on and just start counter. Because they can counter one spell at a time or deal with one thing at a time.
Oh,
Yeah.
timely for full value. That is really... Notably, Timothy doesn't have colored sources, though. He only has
Double
Celestial
Field of
Colony,
Ruin.
double Field of Ruin.
Although the same can be said for Bradley right now, right? So if he gets fielded, he
only
doesn't
has-
get to have a white source. Like, and if the next card he draws is a mountain or not a fetch land.
A fetch line's also fine.
Yeah, I'm saying like not a fetch. If he doesn't draw a
Oh.
fetch land.
Looks like he drew some sort of red spell. Looks like an Eidolon. You can tell because it has that funky border.
Yeah.
Do you think he lava spikes me? Oh, skewer. Sweet. Did he take the Rift Ball damage?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So now he actually gets to get in with Swift Spear safely. He has a good attack because Swift Spear is a 3/4.
3-4. Yeah, sorry. I just had to look. I just had to remember what the
All right, jumping with Boba Fett. Nice.
I like these Boba Fett's Ultra Cut.
Yeah, those Boba Fetts are pretty sweet.
So he could try to screw Bradley out of a white source here, which might just be correct. It does have a mana leak up.
Yeah, Mana Leak's nice in this
Mana
kind of
leak's
spot.
sweet.
Yeah, there's not really any spells that Bradley can cast off of red-white. I guess the problem is if you field him now, you give him an extra mana. But you really also want to field to fix your own mana.
If he passes, I'm inclined to
Field him.
field him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're only playing around instant speed stuff.
Right. And he's going to get that bolt out eventually anyway. Alright, so what do you do here? I think you call the bluff and double block, honestly. Alright, decides not to do that.
Oh, he can no longer field a rune.
Ooh. Oh, he's going to path his own
almost
soldier.
ultra
Then,
attack.
I like this line. So,
So he has a Jace in his hand that I think is going to resolve next turn. I definitely think you get blue. What are you trying to get white for? Like,
yeah.
this feels like snap time. I wish.
players talking about how one of them really wants it to be snap timely. And that player is Bradley.
Yeah. So the problem with Snap Timely right now is you don't even get full value because you have a creature in play.
Yeah, you need to like
You need to like get rid of that. You gotta jump with that last
path
soldier.
another creature.
Yeah,
I mean, you could Jace and bounce it, right?
that's true.
Jace maybe like plus this turn.
Yeah.
Well, so if you plus, it still like dies to.
Rift Bolt plus the Swift Spear. Or, well, he has a blocker.
He's a
but-
blocker, yeah. So you definitely cast a Jace because you have such an advantage right now that like there's no reason not to just start brainstorming, right? I guess you have to plus, right?
I mean, also like Jace just as a gain 6 is fine, right? Like just play Jace up plus him.
Well,
and
you
then-
can also potentially screw Bradley out of.
Oh, he's
Oh.
gonna minus it. I don't know if I like that.
I don't like that at all.
I would have plussed because the opponent's also missing land drops. Right?
Yeah, so
like
you
if
can
you
like if they have a lane, you just go, no, you can't, not
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You put it on the bottom.
And like worst case, your Jace gets rift bolted then bolted, and then you're like it's like a gain 6, which
Yeah.
is not the worst.
Which you already cast one gain 6.
Right,
Burn usually can't beat 2 gain 6.
right. All right.
Bradley chooses to bolt Tim.
Ignoring the Jace. Maybe he's got another skewer. He wants to turn on the.
Maybe he really just ooh, and he drew the land.
He did draw the land. So this is interesting.
I think also if the Jace pluses, you're more inclined to ignore it.
Yeah, that may be true. That's a nice foil.
So maybe you want to play it as. I think it's a from the vault.
Yeah, from the vault.
Did you know they're actually like the same price as like World Wake ones or cheaper?
Oh really?
Yeah.
People don't like it as much.
No, it's all those people who are like all about the oldest possible printing.
Right, right,
People
The
with
snobs.
the beta lands.
right.
Or have you seen Travis's Jeskai control deck? It has like
Yes. Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
That just shows you're like really committed, right?
Right. It's true. Yeah, I play the Amonkhet Bolus Horns lands for no particular reason other than I'm lazy.
Now are you playing the actual Amonkhet one or the Hour of Devastation? one?
Probably it's our. I don't really know.
The-
Honestly, I don't
The
know.
Hour of Devastation ones are way cooler because all the rivers in them are all made out of blood.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're so metal.
Okay.
That's what I have in the Pauper cube.
Okay.
Or I guess it's Commons and Commons. It's Peasant cube. But
Right. Right.
so now Timothy choosing to brainstorm.
Surprised that Jace got to live there. I would have. Well, I don't know what I would have done. What is he? What is Bradley representing? Boros Charm?
I mean, you're just insulating yourself against getting double Field of Ruined, right?
Yeah. I don't know if that. Yeah.
You still lose to Snap Timely. Looks
yeah.
like Timothy has
Lyra or Baneslayer.
and,
one
and
of
a
the two.
Teferi of some kind.
Yeah.
3-mana Teferi? Oh, it's a Geist of Saint Draft, not a Teferi.
Wow. Not even attacking with the
Wow.
soldier. No respect.
I mean, he knows he has the Swift Spear.
He
in
does
hand,
have the
right?
Swift Sphere.
Do you think this would be an opportune time to like Field of Ruin? Just because he's fetching.
I mean, it does give him one more mana, but yeah, maybe. Maybe you just want to do it now.
Well, how about the clock optimization, Snick?
Alright.
If you could do spell searches at one time.
Bradley deciding to Lightning Helix upstairs. Deciding to just ignore the Jace. And Mana Leak is gonna get.
Yeah, I mean,
need a Mana Leak.
I agree with this. I think you're supposed to just like ignore the
At
Jace.
this point, I definitely agree.
Yeah, you like you're not getting any additional equity out of like putting. If you wanted to target the Jace, you should have done it like with the Rift Bolt. The turn you could have killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
After that, you're just like committing to not interacting with it favorably. So this is a turn where Bradley can like resolve basically anything he wants. Do you think you're supposed to cast this Eidolon here? The Geist is just gonna kill you, right? Bradley's at 16.
Alright. So his strategy might be paying off. He's down to.
Yeah, I mean his opponent has to interact
So Bradley has 3 cards in hand, and Timothy's at 9, so that means Timothy's guaranteed dead. Because that's how burn works. Oh, right, and a suspended Rift Bolt, so. 1000% dead.
He just needs Helix plus. He just needs 2-drop plus 1-drop spell,
Yeah.
which is like
Pretty likely. I mean, we know.
even land is like
We know he
just,
has a Swift Spear, and we know. Or So Timothy knows he has a Swift Sphere, and we know he has an Eidolon, so we know
Yeah.
he doesn't quite have it necessarily.
He has a Skull Crack.
Okay.
So he's Bolt or even Land is like pretty good because he can cycle a Sunbig Canyon like, and he's not dead next turn. Right? Because he's gonna take 7 this turn and 7 the next turn, which is only 14.
So it's kind of interesting because we know that Timothy had the some form of Lyra, Dawnbringer, or Baneslayer Angel, but if he casts it, there's a very real chance he just dies.
Yeah, you can't like not leave up counter
Right.
spells, right?
Right.
So he's taking 6 this turn, goes to 10.
Right. So Timothy knows about the Swift Sphere, so leaving back the Soldier to block, which makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Doesn't really speed up his clock
I mean, otherwise he
appreciably.
just like immediately
I don't
dies, right?
think. Yeah. All right. So representing Cryptic and something else. All right. So decides to not counter the Rift Bolt, which I think is reasonable. Still cushion of 6 life here.
What did Bradley draw? A
land.
land. No. I mean, he's not dead next turn, right?
Yeah, he's not.
Oh,
well-
actually, he is. He's dead to the Colonnade.
He is dead to Colonnade, but he could just block something, right? Like he could block a. Well, I guess the Angel plus Colonnade kills him.
No, the Angel plus Colonnade is only 8.
Oh, right. So he can just block.
He just
something.
can't fetch and use the Sunbait Canyon.
Right. Ooh, is that a risk factor? I see it. Is it timestamp, right?
No, that's the Eidolon.
Oh, that's the
Master's-
Eidolon with the.
That's a
Pharaoh
Master's
stamp.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Skull. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he can't
so,
cast the Eidolon.
So he can't cast Eidolon because he might get Eidolon locked, or will almost certainly get Eidolon locked.
So he's gonna cycle his Canyon. I disagree with that. It would have fetched Mountain first.
Oh, you kind of want to. Maybe he's afraid of drawing a Searing effect. Exactly.
He already played a lane this turn, though. He already played the.
Well, but like
losing.
the. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
No, now he's just dead. Yeah, now he's just dead to Colonnade and the Geist. I disagree with that attack a lot.
Maybe his opponent thinks he's got Force of Rage.
Oh, I guess he was at 9, right? No, there's a pinned message in the Discord about Bradley eating a Force of Rage if it gets played in a competitive deck.
Yeah.
Bradley is super
I'm-
down on that card. If he ever had in this deck, I would.
No, I'm saying like from his opponent's perspective.
Oh, sure.
What
I don't think that's a reasonable card. to
is this
expect
a
at
reasonable
all,
card to
though.
play around?
No, it's just unreasonable. So Bradley is definitely dead.
All right.
Well, so he was dead to the soldier token anyway, right?
Right.
Always forget about the colonnade. Well, I was afraid that you had some sort of like random like.
So that was a pretty good round. We got 2 full
His
matches.
opponent just said he was afraid of Force of Rage.
Wow. I guess I'm proven wrong. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think that's a very reasonable card.
So the blue-white control player thinking about the 1 out. So he did have risk factors in his deck,
Yeah.
just not in his hand.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Bradley always has like the sweetest sideboard cards. Definitely the most.
So
like
that was
he'll
interesting.
play like 10 or 11 good cards, and then play like 4 slots where he's just playing nonsense.
So worth pointing out that Timothy lived at 6 life. I mean, he had a cryptic to spare, but you know that timely reinforcements was the difference, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
Bradley was stuck on 1 land for a long time.
He was definitely stuck on land for like a long time. I think I would still keep that hand though.
Yeah, no, I think it's reasonable. I'm just thinking about how close it was despite that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
his opponent had a very reasonable draw. Bradley had a pretty like a below average draw.
Well,
because
and
he-
how correct it was to just ignore the Jace.
Right. That's I totally agree with that. Yeah. I think you could have sent 1 Rift Bolt at it, but
I think the turn that his opponent minus his Swiss Spear and then passed with the Rift Bolt coming off his spend, I think you could have killed it then.
yeah,
And maybe the game plays out slightly differently.
right.
Um,
The dream scenario is definitely like.
but
But I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough.
yeah, plus like after your opponent timelies, after you're like on
Right.
turn 3,
Right. You don't want to waste any more.
yeah, you can't really afford to like
Throw away more burn spells.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
sure.
I think the same sort of philosophy applies to the mulligan, right? Where like you can't really
Right.
afford to.
To just throw away an extra card because you're
Yeah.
playing burn and you just need every card you can have.
Yeah, especially when you have like a 1 land and you're like, if I draw 2 lands, I'm just set to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. So I think well played on both sides there.
Yeah.
The Baneslayer was sweet. I wish we could have seen it resolved.
Yeah.
Without Aether Vials even, but that's another matter.
All right.
But
Well, I
Well-
think that's going to be all for this round. We'll be back for the final round.
Hopefully we get a good match.
We'll hopefully get a cool, undefeated table. Something we haven't
Alright.
seen before.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.